At 75, Mike Schmidt finally opens up on the allegations that have followed him for years. He was one of the greatest third basemen of all time, but parts of his legacy have become harder to talk about, from his Pete Rose opinions to a firestorm over language and leadership. What has Schmidt really said, and what does it say about him? Mike Schmidt was born in 1949. He started playing for the Philadelphia Phillies in the early 1970s. This was a very different time in baseball compared to today. The game was less diverse, players weren't as open with their feelings, and the relationship between players and fans was changing. Schmidt became one of the best players ever. He won the National League MVP award 3 times. He also won 10 Gold Glove awards for his amazing defense at third base. In 1995, he was voted into the Baseball Hall of Fame on his first try.
My family and I thank everyone associated with the National Baseball Hall of Fame in Cooperstown for their hospitality.
Schmidt was known for his powerful hitting and excellent fielding. He hit 548 home runs in his career. He led the league in home runs 8 times. His swing was quick and smooth. His defense at third base changed how people thought about the position, but his path to greatness wasn't always smooth. His first years with the team were tough. Many fans thought he was cold or distant. But there was more to the story than people knew. Behind the quiet face was a player fighting his own battles. In 2017, Pete Rose was being considered for the Phillies Wall of Fame. Mike Schmidt had strong feelings about this. He said it would be fantastic and a wonderful thing for Pete to receive that honor. Schmidt pointed out how important Rose was to the Phillies winning the World Series in 1980. He said, "Rose had a great impact on us winning that championship." Rose wasn't just a teammate to Schmidt, he was a mentor who helped him become a better player. Schmidt said Rose helped all the guys around him get better, especially me. But Schmidt's view on Rose entering the Baseball Hall of Fame was different. Schmidt was doubtful it would happen. He said, "More than likely, Pete will never get into the Hall of Fame." Schmidt explained that baseball rules and the opinions of many important people in baseball stood in Rose's way. Rose had been banned from baseball in 1989 for betting on games while he was a manager. Schmidt questioned why some players linked to performance-enhancing drugs were being forgiven, but Rose wasn't given the same treatment. He asked, "Why isn't Pete given the same level of forgiveness?" When Rose passed away, Schmidt spoke about his friend with great respect. He said, "I was lucky that I got to play with Pete and to watch him every day. As a teammate, he boosted my confidence. He made me laugh and kept me loose. He taught me to enjoy the game." Schmidt's mixed feelings about Rose show how complex baseball's rules can be. He can support Rose as a Philly while understanding why the Hall of Fame doors remain closed to him. It shows Schmidt's ability to see both sides of a difficult issue. This video is brought to you by Fubo, the best way to stream all your favorite MLB games live. If you're a baseball fan like us, you need FUBO in your lineup. Check out the link in the description to get started. In June 2017, Mike Schmidt caused a stir with comments he made about Phillies outfielder Odubel Herrera during a radio interview. When asked if the Phillies could build a team around Herrera, Schmidt said no. His reason: "It's a language barrier." Schmidt explained, "Because of that, I think he can't be a guy that would sort of sit in a circle with 4, 5 American players and talk about the game, or try and learn about the game, or discuss the inner workings of the game." Many people were upset by these comments. Critics pointed out that many successful Latino players like David Ortiz, Carlos Beltran, and former Philly Carlos Ruiz had been great leaders despite language differences. Some said Schmidt's view was outdated and didn't fit with today's diverse baseball world. The harshest critics called his comments casually racist and said they unfairly judged Herrera's leadership potential based on his background rather than his skills or character. Schmidt quickly issued a public apology. He also personally called Herrera to say sorry. His statement read, "It's been made known to me that my answer on a radio interview this morning was disrespectful to Herrera and Latin players in general. I'm very sorry that this misrepresentation of my answer occurred and may have offended someone. But some people thought his apology wasn't good enough. They noticed that Schmidt still suggested Herrera's leadership would improve as he becomes more comfortable with the language. This showed he might not fully understand why people were upset. Phrases like, "It's been made known to me," and "may have offended someone," seem to shift blame or minimize the issue. By restating his belief about language and leadership, Schmidt appeared to stick to the view that had caused problems in the first place. Herrera responded in a calm way. He said, "I don't agree with his comments," and called them disappointing. But he also said, "I respect him as a player," and confirmed that Schmidt had called him to apologize. Herrera concluded, "Everything is good." Herrera also offered his own thoughts on leadership. He suggested that while learning English helps, leadership can also come through example and energy, qualities he believed he brought to the team. Herrera's teammate Freddie Galvis defended Schmidt. Galvis said he didn't think Schmidt meant any disrespect. Having known Schmidt for years, Galvis described him as a good guy and suggested people were taking his words out of context. However, reports said that some players in the Phillies clubhouse were still bothered by Schmidt's comments. The different reactions showed how complex these issues can be, especially when they involve respected figures like Schmidt. To understand Mike Schmidt better, we need to look at his early years in Philadelphia. When Schmidt first joined the Phillies, many fans thought he was standoffish. His personality didn't match what Philadelphia sports fans expected from their heroes. Schmidt later explained that he wasn't the kind of player who would run into fences, dive and slide, and get your uniform dirty and slam bats. He said, "I was kind of on the other side of the fence, and I had to fight through that in my career." Philadelphia sports media and fans can be tough. Schmidt once joked that Philadelphia is the only city where you can experience the thrill of victory and the agony of reading about it the next day. What looked like being standoffish was actually something else. Schmidt was dealing with anxiety and a lack of confidence. He wasn't comfortable in the spotlight. The pressure of playing in Philadelphia made it worse. His start in baseball wasn't easy. In his first minor league season in 1971, he hit only .211 with many strikeouts. His rookie year with the Phillies in 1973 proved challenging. His confidence was described as fragile. The season ended with an 0-for-26 slump. Schmidt's confidence was further hurt by his manager's frequent hitting suggestions. He wasn't being arrogant. He was struggling and unsure of himself. His quiet nature was misread as coldness when it was really shyness and doubt. A turning point came when Schmidt played winter ball after his tough rookie season. Coach Bobby Wine gave him crucial advice. "Don't swing so hard, let natural talent take over." This simple tip helped Schmidt realize he could achieve power with an easier swing, restoring his confidence. When spring training came in 1974, his manager tried to change his batting stance. Schmidt refused, stating he'd rather return to the minors than abandon the style that had proven successful over the winter. His coach supported him, and the manager backed down. It was the right call. Schmidt went on to lead the majors with 36 home runs that year. This moment of standing up for himself was key to his growth as a player. Support from teammates was crucial too. Dave Cash provided encouragement in 1974. Dick Allen advised Schmidt on handling Philadelphia's fan pressure in 1975. The biggest help came when Pete Rose joined the team in 1979. Rose took media pressure off Schmidt, told him to relax, and constantly reminded him how good he was. Schmidt said Rose's mentorship was key to his MVP seasons. These experiences deeply shaped how Schmidt views team dynamics. His own growth came through talking with coaches and teammates who believed in him. These conversations changed his career. It helps explain why he places such high value on certain kinds of communication. Mike Schmidt isn't a villain. He is a Hall of Famer shaped by a different time. His opinions aren't always received well, but they come from a place of experience. His story shows how a shy, anxious young man became one of baseball's greatest players. It happened because he found his own way and had people who believed in him. And now at 75, he's still reflecting, still learning, and still loved by the game that made him a legend.